Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Rume. And today for the Grue Rume, we got a great guest. He's an amazing actor. His name is James C. Burns, and he's actually going to be in a movie called Zero Contact, and Anthony Hopkins stars in it. And he's also known for being a character in a very big video game, Call of Duty Black Ops. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him. And the interview with James C. Burns is coming up next. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume. And James is coming up next. All right, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on the show.
Glad to be here, man.
Right, perfect. I was just looking at one of your most recent posts, and you were saying that you're going to be in this film coming out that you sat on for over a year.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say anything about it?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's starring the recent Oscar winner Anthony Hopkins, which there's two things that make it very unique. One is that it was shot entirely during the COVID quarantine in 11 countries, 11 different actors, 11, and not one of us were ever in the same room together. We all shot with our own computers, our own equipment. And so everybody was doing their own production work. We were our own wardrobe people, hair and makeup, production crews. We all did our own version, our own shoot. So the script was brilliantly crafted to allow that. And I've seen the film, and it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary, and it's a sci-fi film. It's about it has a lot to do with time travel and father and son relationships. And the other unique thing about it, it's being offered as an NFT, a non-fungible token, which is one of the first times it's ever been done with a film. So it's offered as an NFT, and I can't give you I don't have anything more to add into that because I'm not 100% sure. I know what NFTs are, but I just don't know exactly what the rest of the story is with I'll see the producer next week sometime. He'll tell me what's going on, but it's exciting. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's never, I don't think it's ever been done before. So it's kind of at the forefront of what may be the next generation of, for artists to recoup money for what they create. NFTs seem to be the way to go. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, very exciting. And I had to be quiet about it because I didn't want to give any of that away, because there's a big rush to get to the NFT mountain first, So I was trying to be respectful to the producer before I open my mouth on it. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. And I was reading up on you, like you used to play sports, hockey, right?
As a hockey player, yeah. I played for money for about 4.5 years, and then I coached for about 20 years.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. It was like, it's acting came late in my life, as already in my 40s when I decided to jump in, both feet. I had when I was still a hockey guy, I had the opportunity to be in a Wheaties commercial.
Nice.
And that kind of set a precedent for me then. So I was in New York for 20 years, and every now and then something would come across my desk and I would jump on and do it, but I wasn't a committed actor until almost in my mid-40s when I decided, okay, let's try something new. So yeah, I've come to the game late, so to speak.
Well, you're doing something right, because you've done quite a great number of films and television series, video games. So you're definitely doing something right.
Yeah. I'm a working actor. I'm a working actor, which is something to be said for that, because it's very few people get to make a living at this business. I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable, which is
okay.
I take great pride in that. There's a lot to be said for that,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I saw you were in quite a few horror films, and my show deals a lot with horror. That's why I
yes,
looked
I've
up
done,
your.
I have done my fair share of horror films. Yes, I have. I have. So glad I jumped on the show today. No, yeah, when I first started out, I know the only way I learn is by putting myself into circumstances where there's a certain amount of pressure, but not a lot of consequence. So a lot of these films I was able to get, they were the right level for me to come in at. Some of them, they're an acquired taste, um, and I was in those. Yes, I was. So that's as much as I can say about that. It's funny because I think I think most people have to go through that phase where they do these very low budget, very specifically written stories that you really it's okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing spaghetti sauce in my hair and I'm acting like I got my head cut off. I mean, that's a true story. So I mean, there's there's a monster there, but the monster's made out of a beach ball painted with hair, and someone's throwing it at you, and you got to dodge it. So these are things that you do because you want to, get some experience in the craft, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're laughing about it.
And like not too long ago, I actually interviewed someone that did soaps, and I didn't realize how much work actually goes in to doing uh, uh,
Oh,
a soap opera. And you've done a couple different soaps, and
yeah,
one soap.
I was on General Hospital. I was on General Hospital for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
saw
was my
that,
character
and
Vaughn on General Hospital, and I've done a bunch of episodes of Young and Restless, and I had my fair share of soaps. Soaps are easy and hard because they're easy because basically once you're in a character, you're basically doing the same thing every week.
mhm.
I said the same stuff 100 times. Johnny's in jail. Hey, have you seen Johnny? And that's my job is to show up and tell people where Johnny is. Johnny's back in jail. What did he do? Well, he attacked the police chief's daughter's wife. And I get so and sometimes the other part is like you've got to learn a lot of dialogue fast.
Yeah.
And you walk in, and you think you got your lines down, and they'll hand you pink sheets, and everything's been changed.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
but yeah, so you have to be a really quick study. You got to get fast because like I compare it to coming into like a train station,
Hmm.
and the train doesn't slow down for you. You have to catch up to the speed of the train at 40 miles an hour. So the train's not going to slow down. You have to get on the train. So you have to learn to jump on it and be fast because, and TV's like that. TV, if you're not the star of the show, if you're not the reason people are tuning in, then you're a guest star. Then
True.
you really have to, your job is to be fast and be solid. You don't have to be good. You just got to be like, say the lines the way they're written, hit your mark, say your line, and get it done. Get it in 2 takes. Get it right in 2 takes because take number 3, the first take, they get it. Okay, they'll let it go. Take number 2. If you screw that one up, then all of a sudden they're like, Jesus Christ, you're not this important. We'll move on from you. We gotta cut 3 minutes out of this show. And guess what? It might be you.
Oh my
So
God.
you really have to have you learn the skill of being good and accurate very quickly on a soap because there's a lot of pressure. So that it's a good study. Now, does it affect the quality of the work? Yeah, because you've got like for every page of dialogue, it's essentially 1 minute of airtime. But if they make it really dense, then that 1 page is actually 3 minutes. And so you have to get that 1 page in. So you can't sit there. And sometimes, when you're talking, you take a moment and you think about your words, or you like hold the thought. You can't do that. You got to roll through it. You got to say, get it out, get it out. It's like doing Shakespeare. Just roll through the words because if you don't, they're going to have to cut stuff out. It's called, yeah, great. Can you pick up the pace a little bit? They
Oh my
talk faster.
God.
Yeah, it's great. But that's part of that. That's why they pay us to do what we do because
Yeah, that's true.
they pay you well for that 1 day of work, and they're expecting you to show up and make their lives easy. So if you can do that consistently, you show up and make somebody's life easier on set, you'll work again. I work for CBS all the time because I show up, hit my mark, stay my line. I don't, I'm nice to people. I don't steal anything. And then, sure, oh, he's good. Hire him. Yeah, I know him. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. You show up, you do a good job. If you're pleasant to be around, they'll hire you again because why not? Yeah, he's capable. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know it's anticlimactic, right? It's like it's like there's no romance in it. There's no grandiosity. Like you're in your little cubby, get your wardrobe, they call you to set, hit your mark, say line, then you go home. There's nothing. There's no red carpets. There's no parties. There's this. You're going to like factory work. You're showing up. Learn your lines, hit your line. Hit your mark, say line, and go home. Thank you, Mr. Burns. Have a nice day. Okay, we good? We got it. Okay, good. Let's go.
No.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, man? This is the reality of it, and you got to find your joy somewhere. There, you got to find why you love doing this thing. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now I'm gonna bring up something you talk about all the time: the Call of Duty Black Ops. And I was looking online, and you were saying when you played a role of Frank Woods in the video game, like you're actually doing it on a sound stage and live action, right?
Most of the Frank Woods character was shot. Like all you see the cut scenes. That's all. That'll happen. If you go on my YouTube channel, Sarge's Corner, there's a whole playlist, a whole chapter on. It's called How I Became Woods, and it has all this behind split screens of what you see in the game and then what you see on set. And most of all those great Woods lines come from live action. I mean, it's like shooting. It's like being in a TV series. We do a lot of live action. The Woods character, at least the current one I can't speak for, but for what I was doing is mostly done live action. There weren't a whole lot of days just shouting out lines. It's mostly about connecting with other actors, which is a tremendous opportunity because now you're actually talking to another human being, so you don't have to use your head as much, your imagination. You're actually interacting, and some of those great one-liners happen purely by inspiration of working with great actors around me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So but I did it for 11 years.
Yeah.
Cold War came around. I have no idea why they hire somebody to imitate me when I'm right here.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's kind of weird. Like, why would
Exactly.
you just why the guy sounds an awful lot like me? So why not just hire me? Bring back the 11 years. I wrote for Black Ops 2. I wrote all the dialogue for Woods and Black Ops 2. I wrote
Really?
almost everything for Woods and Black Ops 4. So, a lot of things in Black Ops 1, I had my hand in generating that. So, I have a lot of connective tissue to offer the franchise, and not to want to use that is a curious thing. It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me. I have no idea. Maybe one day I'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Who knows? Yeah.
That really is crazy.
Because there's so many things that when I watched the new game, like, oh my God, you guys, you could have connected this scene could be connected to a scene in Black Ops 1. Wouldn't that have been cool? Oh, this scene can project forward to be Black Ops. This would be Old Man Woods. There's so much connective tissue that wasn't accessed because, number one, it's all new writers. And number two, the new guy didn't know anything about the characters. So he didn't have 11 years of understanding. And he'd say he didn't watch any of the Black Ops characters. He didn't know that they just asked him to sound a certain way, and he did. And so it's not on him. He's an actor taking a job. He did what they asked him to do. And that is basically sound like this guy. That's how they guided him. Which I said, well, why would you not want to bring all of that 11 years of experience and connection? Right, exactly. And I'm connected to the community as well. I mean,
yes,
I know, I have a lot of reach. My YouTube channel, all these things. It's like I'm just starting to get into Instagram and Twitter. I'm not good at promoting social media. I'm not. I'm of a certain age. Like, Instagram. All right, let me put them. Hey, I don't want you knowing what I'm having for dinner. I'm not going to sit there and say something stupid about politics.
Right.
Like that's, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Hey, look at this. I'm eating tuna fish. Like, well, I'm gonna jump up and down to a song. Here, give me some likes. That's not I don't do that, man. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and twerk my booty so I can get a couple hundred followers. Like, although that would probably be very funny. What's twerking his booty?
I know.
I'd probably get a lot of ironic. That would be fairly ironic for that to happen.
I know,
Yeah.
that's true. Like most of the stuff when you're scrolling through Facebook or Twitter,
It's
and most of the
idiocy.
stuff is
It's
just
idiocy. It's complete idiocy.
it is. You're
It's like
right.
it's one idiot trying to outdo another idiot. And every now and then, but I got to be honest with you. When it comes to the animal stuff, that gets me. There's, my we just got a puppy, a golden retriever,
Oh,
and
nice.
now and I sent my girlfriend pictures. Like, it's our dog, and it's like it's so, oh my god, like when you finally have a puppy, it all becomes relevant. You understand the humor, right? Oh my god, look at it, that's just like Casey. So yeah.
Nice.
But the rest of it is just idiocy. I mean, like, I really, you getting paid for this? And I did a show called Dirt, and it was a show that had a bunch of Instagram influencers on it.
Oh, I saw
Taylor
that on
Holder,
your page. Yeah.
Lilia Buckingham, and Kalani something. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to diminish them because they work their asses off.
Oh,
They
wow.
are
Okay.
generating content 12 hours a day, generating, editing. I mean, Lilia posts, Jesus, 9 times a day. And it's always, and they're constantly generating content, which is exhausting because I do it for my YouTube
Yeah.
channel. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
exhausting.
It
They
is.
do it 12, 14 hours a day. Very few of them have relationships. How can you? Because all you're doing is posting, and
True.
the driving at content. So it's all. So I really take my hat off to the professionalism. Now, a lot of it's like for Lilia and Kalani, it's more like modeling.
Mm-hmm.
They clothes, and they're both attractive girls, so they model clothes. And Taylor's a good-looking kid, so he models clothes and
Yeah.
power drinks. So the things they're selling, they kind of build it into their program. But again, I have a tremendous amount of respect for their work ethic. I mean, they work
Oh,
they work
wow.
a lot harder than I do. They work a
Wow.
lot harder than I do because for me, as I get hit my mark, say my line, I can I learn my script and go to bed. They
Yeah.
got to learn
Yeah.
the script, and then they got to crank out 10 hours of content before they go. So I really
Damn.
I I dismiss a lot of stuff on the social media stuff, but I really respect the amount of commitment and work it takes. It's like, wow, that's. But you know what? It's the new world, and
Sure.
I have to adapt. It's like the ocean, man. I'm not going to tell the ocean the tide to stop. The tide's coming in. Well, either you surf or you drown. So I'm trying to surf right now. More like a guy paddling on both knees in the water, trying to find a wave.
No,
Yeah.
but when you were playing Frank Woods in the game, out of all the action scenes you had, and all the games that you were in, like what scene did you like doing the most?
Dude, that's like saying to you, what was your favorite hamburger you ever had at McDonald's? There's literally hundreds of days of work,
Yeah.
literally, and so for me, it is such a treasure to be on that, to work it all. I love doing what I do, and
Mm-hmm.
every day on set, at the end of the day, it was painful because the day was over. Like it was, you just wish it could go on forever. So
Oh,
every
wow.
day was, and it was such an exciting time, and the content was so interesting, and I had so much. I was blessed that Activision let me put my stamp on it. Like I would sit there, I would rewrite some things, and we talk about it, and I get to really guide this rare you get to do this because it's somebody else's IP, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they gave me so much freedom to really create a character built on what I like to do, built on my character. Like if you now you met me, you go back and see Woods. Oh my God, like, it's the same freaking guy because it was built on my frame, on my chassis, right?
Yeah.
So there's very little separation between Frank and I. The way we move, talk, the inflections, that's me just amped up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's parts of me that you amplify, the anger, the intensity. So you amplify that appropriately for the scenes, but it really is built on who I am. And what a gift that is, So you walk in and you're getting paid to be who you are. And it's like, I remember days sitting there like with the director, Dave Anthony, like, man, I remember very last day shooting for Black Ops 4, where it was all done, right? It's like, and we're sitting out we're at the Formosa Studios out and back having a beverage. And like, dude, I don't want to get in a car. I don't want to go home because the minute we go in, we get in our cars, we have phone calls to answer, we have people to answer to, we have things to do. We're done. I mean, it means this is officially, we'll never do this ever again. And it was like almost in tears. It's just such a, like, wow, I really don't want this to be over. Mm-hmm. So when you ask me what my favorite, I don't have one, man. It's like the whole thing it's for me, the whole journey from December 9th, when I did the initial audition for Frank Barnes and the testing to the very last day of shooting. And even today, it's like, it's been one long day. It's like one long experience. I don't break it up.
Oh, wow.
And that includes trips. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been all over the world with the USO. Been to hundreds of Comic-Cons. So it's been a huge thing for me. It's permeated my entire life, And my friends would call me. I have friends from high school that call me Woods now. I just talk about I've known this guy since freshman in high school. Hey, Woods. Dales. I've been Burnsy forever. Now I'm Woods. So it really now everybody calls me Woods. Like Jesus. All right, fine. But
Wow.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, like, when everything was done and you actually played the video game for the first time, how was it hearing your voice for the first time on the game?
I had seen it well before it came out. I came in and they and a lot of it, it's built in chunks. It's not built like it's built over time, and they go back and fix things and move things. So I had seen a lot of it. I don't play because I never developed the dexterity on the controller.
Gotcha.
So playing is hard for me. There's a very funny video I have me playing the Kazan level, and I'm stuck and I'm running in a circle because I can't figure out how to get. I keep missing the exit point, and I don't have enough control. And he's moving too. Like, wait a minute. Oh, so I'm running in a circle. Like, I say, help! There's other times so I'm trapped. I don't know where I am. Like, where am I? Where do I go from here? So I don't. And I'm pushing all these buttons, and I'm shooting the wrong direction. So it's, to somebody who's never played, who's never been on a controller, you have a yellow and a blue and a green and a red. Yeah. What do these do? You got to use the HUD. I go, so wait a minute. Yeah. So it's really impossible to figure it out. So I'm really bad at it, and I do not have the time to get good, and I hate not being good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like when you meet fans at Comic-Cons who are huge video game fans and Frank Wood fans, like what lines do they always ask you to say at the Comic-Cons?
There's about 10 that are standard. The ones I love is when people dig something out of the other, like it's always, you see that Hind, you can't kill me.
Yeah.
This is baby. Oh, there's so many, there's dozens of them. Hey, nurse, bad shit, where my smoke, sand, and more fucking. But every now and then somebody would pop up with some really deep, like, oh, yeah, that was a cool line. Like, keep your eyes in that dirt, I don't get shot in the balls. Like, oh yeah, I forgot that. So there's some obscure ones that are, and if you go into Black Ops 4, where I wrote and I did the whole specialist training, I wrote all that, all those one-liners. Yeah, they just let me go crazy. Like, I just all this crazy shit. and then they were reject. So I'm doing all the call outs, you know, hey dipshit, go back and do that again. If I see it, I'm gonna take the, you know, oh that's lit AF, dude. You know, and all these one-liners that and so that was a blast. So I would spend like I get the writing mission. They send me a writing request in the morning. Say, hey, can you get this by noon? We need 500 lines. Sure, you know, and I start just
500
cranking the
lines.
shit. Well, basically out of that they'll pull maybe 50 or 60, but they want options, you know, and a lot of them get rejected. Anything that has to do with any type of sexual orientation, any type of religion, any type of any hot button topic, you know, there's certain words you just can't say, you know.
Yeah.
So and I just let it rip and let them decide. You know, James, we love the line, but we can't say that. You know, can you give us something else there? Sure. All right. Let's try to sneak that past you. You know. So yeah, I mean, if you go to Black Ops 4 to specialist training, Wood says some of the funniest shit. You know, especially when that what's it called, that monster was called the anyways, he says some really funny shit, some really outrageous shit. It's great.
Nice. What, like, I'm told, like, you have to write 500 lines. Like, that's crazy. Like, just to come up with all those like lines for the game.
That's why they pay me money to do it. It's like it's what I do for a living, dude. It's like, you know, if you need a paycheck and so I need 500, I'm not saying all 500 are good.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
they're not all good. I'm just giving them options, you know. And a lot of it is too. I just submit everything because, you know, once I get a role and I figure out a vein, the next thing you know, I'll do, you know, 15, 20, or maybe 300-400. No, I had a 500 line day.
Damn, wow.
Yeah. So some days you just, you know, they flow. Some days just, and I keep a notebook too. So some of them don't work in certain contexts, but I'll keep them anyways. I'll keep them in a notebook on the side. So I have a little stash. I just plug them in when I have to. Or if they reject one, I'll just kind of make a little change and put it back into the pile. So, but yeah, but that's what I do, man. I'm a writer actor. So that's what you do. I write,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It's like a car mechanic, you know, you change how many spark plugs today? You know, that's what you do, right? I'm a word mechanic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, what isn't Frank Woods, like his character is from Philly, right?
Ostensibly, yeah. I didn't know that until well into I mean, the whole genesis of Frank Woods was actually, you know, in the Wikipedia version, he's in Philly, but I based the character entirely on my childhood.
Oh,
so
wow.
everything, all you know, so because I didn't have, they didn't really give me a full script to study. I got little bits and pieces, and you know, when I first auditioned for the job, wasn't even for the character's called Frank Barnes, and he was a test character to test the technology, and I just happened to stick. They didn't hire me for that. I had auditioned for the role I created.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, wait, you want me? Wait, that's me. You just want me to audition to be me? Okay, sure, I can do that. You know, I can do that. Yeah, just walk in to be me. So, so I had no idea in Philadelphia. I mean, the backstory was something I generated over a course of about a year of doing something non-related to Blackout. They hired me to do the testing for the technology.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and then once I did that, they liked me. Hey, would you want to do the first level test for us? I said, sure, it's a job. I need to work. So I stuck in there. And if anything, the character is based on a book by John J. Plaster called The Secret Commandos of the SOG, which I had read 2 years before I even knew about Call of Duty. It's a book. I read a lot, and I'm fascinated by the Vietnam War. And a friend of mine who's older than me, my next door neighbor, went to Vietnam when he was like 18.
Oh,
he was
wow.
like maybe 7 years. He was my fishing buddy. I was like he's like 7 years older than I was. So I remember he went to war at 18, and then he came back. I was like maybe 13 or 14 when he got back, and he was a Green Beret, and he was just a different kind of dude. Like he came back. He's taught me how to throw a baseball. He's a fishing buddy of mine, and they came back, and he was a whole other animal. And then he taught me survivals. We go fishing. Opening day be like April 2nd in Mass, and there's still ice in the water. And this guy would put on a pair of BDUs, and he'd go stand in the water, and it's like right above freezing.
Oh my God!
Yeah, like when you see Rambo do that thing in the movie.
Yes.
This guy's he's like a real, like when I saw Rambo, I go, no man, no. I know the real guy. And this guy was stood there, and he was nothing fazed him, man. I watched him basically. He taught me this. I got a hook caught in my finger, and he said, "Shut up!" And he pressed it, and he just pushed the hook right through my finger.
Oh my God.
And he snipped off the barb, and then slipped out the other end. It didn't hurt at all.
Really?
He goes, yeah. You're squeezing off the nerve there. Just squeeze that down, snip it off, and like, no shit. He goes, yeah, wrap that up with tape, you're fine. I mean, that's like he taught me like stuff like that, how to use a knife. He taught me how to build snares and traps. Like we would go down the river and fishing. Sometimes he was like, nah. Where's your pole? I'm not using a pole today. And he'd sit there and he would use his hands to catch fish. Or he'd build
his hands.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do well after the war in society because I think he moved into the mountains someplace. I remember we used to try to go up to this pond up from the house early in the morning to go catch some lake trout. And there's on the way up, there's this intersection with yellow, with lights, intersection like green, yellow, red. And he'd pull up and it'd be like, 5 a.m, dark, nobody on the road. There'd be a red light, and he would stop, and you would just see him just kind of get fucking, and he just fucking fuck this, and like he would like, peel away, just be like so outraged that he had to wait for. He go, here's a guy who was in charge of millions of dollars of technology, who ran free through jungles without any type of authority, just do whatever the fuck. Now he's got to stop for a red light when there's nobody around. He's a guy who could save his own ass in a fucking war zone, but he's got to be worried that somebody it made him crazy. And I just remember that frustration he had about having to live in a world where so many people are just not paying attention, and he didn't get it. Like he just look around like, no, it's like it doesn't make how can you not pay attention? And you get me like, did you see that? See what? Well, you didn't fucking see that? No, there's a fucking deer up there. And he goes, wake the fuck up, whack me in the head. Wake up. He goes, there's 3 trout right over there. I go, where? He goes, over there. Squint your eyes. Take an angle. Yeah. See them? Oh yeah, there they are. Come on, man, wake the fuck up. I said, hey, come on, man, wake the fuck up. That was always, wake the fuck up. So yeah. So Frank Woods is built on that.
I see. Okay, that's you got. Nice.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Bell. His name was Bell.
Oh, is that his name?
I'm not gonna give his name away because I don't know. I can't. But yeah, his nickname is Bell. It's Bell. Yeah.
Okay.
Bell. Hey, Bell.
Nice. So what do you like doing for fun when you're not involved with writing and acting and?
The beauty of doing what I do for a living is that is my fun.
Okay.
Like it's not work. I love writing. I love to be an actor. How do I spend my time when I'm doing that? I try to do that all the time.
Oh, okay.
I really like ride. I race bikes for a while. So I love riding my bike.
Nice.
I'm a musician, so I write music. So for me, there's I live in I'm an artist, so I write music and do scripts. I'm so it's not like it's just a different life. Like I don't have enough time to do all the shit I want to do. There is no free time. I don't there's nothing to do for fun. Like, although me and my girlfriend do like to take, actually trips out to wine country.
Oh
She and
yeah,
I go, and we'll go
nice.
grab a day up and do a wine tasting or something. So that's sort of my decompression time when I'm getting a little too in my head and I gotta, because nothing gets you more ideas than not working. Like you sit there, you try to meditate. If I ever want to get an idea or figure out what I need to do next, I'll sit down and be still for about 10 minutes. And also my brain, yay, dude, all the shit I should be doing comes back and I start writing it down. Oh yeah, great idea. Because I have so many, I can only act on so many ideas every day. So
Yeah.
there's extra ideas waiting for the fucking turn to get my attention. So I sit down, they say like, damn it, you could be working on this. What's wrong? Oh, fuck, that's a great idea. Thanks, man. So I have to trick myself. So by going away and acting like I'm having fun, yeah. Wait a minute, you got to repost that song. Yes, hey, it's like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that story? Hey, dude, you got this coming. So basically, by taking time away from doing it, it increases my workload. It's a strange. So taking time off makes me work harder. It's like
Oh
almost an
wow.
adverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of strange. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And you say like you write music and stuff.
Yeah.
You ever played any shows, like any bars or
Oh
anything?
yeah, all the time growing up, man.
Oh wow.
Made money all through college. Like I used to do like used to play a lot of drinking songs, go to bars and just get people to singing and drinking, and that's what I
Nice.
did for it's like in Irish pubs and stuff. I sang at the
Yeah.
Irish pub in college, and I did some shows in like George in my hometown, and in New York City. I played. I had a band in New York City. I played
Oh
all the
wow.
time, and yeah, had recorded a few songs. We're big at Wagner College in Staten Island. We were big there at Wagner College. It's a joke. Just to laugh at that. Wagner College is a tiny school in Staten Island. That's me being self effacing. It's like no, it's Wagner College. It's not a big deal. It's like a little community college. Like yeah, we're big at Wagner. Like it's yeah, but so what? There's 18 students there. Who cares? Like it's so that's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be me being self-deprecating, so I act like it's not. Yeah, fuck. I need more wine.
There you go. And like, what kind of songs do you like listening to? Like, what are some songs you like?
I am a music junkie.
Oh, okay.
I love it all, man. It depends on my mood. Like I'll go from Vivaldi to you know Vanilla Ice. I go way
Nice.
I go way back to Pink Floyd. Then I jump over to it doesn't Adele. I
Oh
love
wow. Okay.
R&B. I just you know I recently I'm gravitating more towards um the Wrecking Crew outlaw rock kind of stuff. A lot of Jerry Jeff Walker.
Hmm.
I'm really doing a lot of Jerry Jeff Walker, doing a lot of early Stones. I'm putting this set together right now.
Oh
I'm gonna start
nice.
playing out again. Yeah, I miss it. It's one of my missions for this year is to start playing out again. And I have a bunch of music that I'm gonna record and put out there. That's original stuff. And I have all my COD spoof songs. I write
Okay.
songs that kind of make fun of Call of Duty. I have one called Hey Mason, and then I have a song about Old Man Woods. Um,
Okay.
yeah, the Hey Mason's built off of Tom Petty's Stand My Ground.
Oh yeah.
It's on the channel. It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh sweet.
I did a Christmas song called Jingle Woods Rock. Jingle Woods, Jingle Woods Rock. You met him in Quezon, having a Glock. So I do a lot of that, like parody songs based on Call of Duty stuff. So I have four. So I can start putting them out, but it's hard. I mean, like it's content. It's just it takes time, and I
Oh
got to
yeah.
follow up on it. And life, I'm making work on movies or working on TV shows. So whenever I got to pay my bills, so all this fun stuff that doesn't really generate much capital, I has to take a backseat. Cause I got I'm addicted, man. I like living indoors. You know, I like having food to eat. I'm
Right.
addicted to
Right.
that kind of shit. I'm addicted to eating food every day.
There you
I mean,
go.
that's terrible. Yeah, I don't think there's not a 12-step program for that yet. I don't know, but I have to eat. I need to eat like every day. Now, if I don't eat, I get in a bad way. If I don't eat, man, it's like a grouchy. I start getting angry at people. So same thing. If I have no place to live, I'm not.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not.
of
I don't like
course.
it. It
I
sucks.
don't think
I'm
no
not.
one would like that.
I'm not nice to the world. I'm very. I get mad at people if I'm homeless. So I have an addiction problem. Yeah.
And what you said, like you like wine and stuff. Like what's your drink of choice? Is it wine?
Ice water.
Oh, it's ice water.
Yeah. Yeah. Ice water. I
Okay.
don't. I don't drink a lot. I mean, if I have, I'm a fucking lightweight. If I have 2 glasses of wine, I'm a lit.
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, it's just gonna get wild. I get 2 glasses of wine. I I might smile. Look out, you know. You get that segment. 3 glasses of wine. I may even crack a joke. So look the fuck out, man. Yeah.
um, is there anything coming out next that you want to like plug or talk about? I mean,
Well, aside from, it's called Zero Contact. Be aware of that. Can I say this? I'm not sure if I can say it or not. I just did a really big TV show for HBO, but I can't. I don't know if I can talk about it yet.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with HBO. I love
Well,
working for
yeah.
them. I have 2 movies. I start a movie in the first week in August. I got another movie I start in the middle of August. One is called Time Pulse, and the other is called Strawberry Princess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think I can talk about those. But I don't. Those are that just happened. And yeah, it's like I'm gonna be posting some new music content up on my YouTube channel. And Sarge's Corner's coming back. I stepped away from Sarge's Corner's my YouTube stream. It's like, and we're kind of I'm rebuilding that. We're gonna do a mentoring program on that on how to get started. Like I'm
Oh,
not
wow.
great at anything, but I'm good at a lot of stuff. I know how to get started.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
my skill is knowing how to a lot of times when I watch like these self-help gurus like what's his name, the guy who's a former Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, and this guy's a badass and everything he says is true. And then I watch a lot of these MMA guys trying to teach fitness and I'm like, yeah, but what if you don't know how to get out of bed in the morning?
Yeah.
Because that's a skill. So and most people fail at changing their lives. Either, I have 3 rules. Are you are you physically fit?
Hmm.
Are you mentally fit? Are you emotionally fit? And there's parameters around that. What does physical fitness feel like? It's not about having Arnold Schwarzenegger biceps. It's about, does your body do what you need it to do? Are you full of energy? So that's fine. If you define your fitness by somebody else's terms, you, you, you're not going to sustain the effort needed to change your life. And it's about changing lifestyle. Um, intellectual intelligence, fitness. Can you learn quickly? Because it's not about being the smartest guy in the room. It's about be able to adapt to information constantly. Like every computer program is being updated within, Sorry, huh? No, but give me 5 minutes. I'll get you something. Yeah. So long story. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So yeah, so the idea is that you have to be able to adapt and learn things quickly. Now, we're in a new age. And if you can't adapt to information, if you can't learn something quickly, you're going to fall behind. And think about the people who are like the truck drivers. In
Hmm.
5 years, it's going to be all, AI driving trucks. That's
Yeah, you're
5 million
right.
guys. That's 5 million people out of work. So what are you going to do? You're going to piss and moan that AI is taking my job, like the guys who are miners. They would rather work for $13 an hour, dig in a hole 2 miles under the earth and die than learn how to become a computer tech. It's like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
because they lack cognitive pliability, the ability to learn quickly, be free to learn quickly. So how do you start that road? I mean, I take all these classes online and they're brilliant, but I know how to get started. Like I know how to, I'm in shape and how to get in better shape. So I look at Jocko Willink, I'm like, this guy's fucking brilliant. But
Hmm.
but how do you get somebody who's been sitting on a couch for 3 years and
Right.
doesn't have the joy of movement? Like I was an athlete, I love moving, so I'll watch like the Gracies or this what's Baz Rutten do. It's like, and he's just fucking hard. Yeah, I can do that because I've done that. And he just inspires me to go back to there. What about the kid who's never thrown a punch, who's never, what about him? You can't just beat him up and say, get it done, because
Yeah,
they
exactly.
don't know where to start. And I grew up like that, not knowing how to get started. It's really frustrating for many years. So I'm starting a mentoring channel on my YouTube channel that here, you got 30 days. I'll walk you, get anything started, 30 days. And how do you get started? How do you begin something? And so I just broke it down. I was a hockey coach for 20, 30 years. So this is how I'm applying that to other parts of it. And I've been experimenting with a couple of my community members, and it seems to be working. So I think the theory works, and we'll see,
Wow, nice. And you said this is all going to be on your channel,
yeah,
right?
Sarge's Corner. It's called Sarge's Coffee. And inside that, it's going to be just Sarge's Boot Camp and Sarge's Coffee. So there's Sarge's Corner, Sarge's Boot Camp. There's the Sarge's Corner store. We buy posters and books and things.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Sarge's Corner is a whole universe.
Nice. And where can fans find you at? Like, what's your
on Instagram is Burns James C. Burns. Instagram. Sarge's Corner on YouTube. Just go to Sarge's Corner. I'm pretty easy to find. If you Google me, I'm pretty easy to find. I mean, I'm very researchable, as they say. Instagram is James C. Burns on Instagram. Again, I'm easy to find. Just type in James C. Burns, and I will pop up several pages deep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I want to thank you again for taking time out of your day and joining me. Like this was so much fun. Like I really loved listening to you and your jokes.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad one of us had fun.
Yeah.
Great. Worked for you.
Yeah.
All right, man. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me. And I'm sorry for the confusion today. We're dealing with some crisis here. So
okay.
So long story short, you don't need to know, but thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, definitely, buddy. Thanks.
All right, but I gotta go. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, have a good one.
You come in. Yeah, bye-bye.